Okay, I think I'm streaming. Let me double check and do the sound check and all that. So, let's see here. Let me go to my sound. Refresh the page. Do I hear myself now? My internet's being slow for being wired in. This is weird. Another busy Twitch night. Oh yeah, I could totally understand. By the way, welcome in. How's it going? How you doing, Bert? Uh, can I hear myself? Hello. Echo, echo, echo. Another busy Twitch night. Oh yeah, I could totally understand. There we go. I hear myself now. Okay. By the way, my own stream is lagging behind. Still in a heat wave over here. Oh, my sympathies. Yeah, I heard about it earlier in the week. I was unaware of how bad it has been persistently. Um, it has been warm over here as well, but at least manageable because it gets to colder temperatures at night here uh, lately. But during the day, like today, we woke up and it was like maybe in the 50 degrees like when I woke up, but then like a couple hours later around lunchtime, it was like 75 and I was like, "Holy crap." Oh yeah, let me do eyes. I want to feel left out. Anyway, welcome in Gibson Lens. Welcome in Charlie's Beats. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. My sympathies for anybody who is suffering with a heat wave currently or has been or will be. So, Gibson Eyes Centipede. Yeah. Chan the Magic Man, welcome in. How's it going, Chan? How are you guys doing today? Let's see. So I was thinking about starting earlier today, and then I decided to record my trick that will go up on YouTube tomorrow, and then that took an hour. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm just starting a stream at normal time ish, normalish time. So here I am. Let me put on my cheating fingers, as customary for anybody who's here early. So, but anyway, yeah. So I woke up today early. I was like wondering if I was going to be up for streaming, but I'm like, so I tried to go to sleep earlier last night, and it worked. So I'm like, okay, I can stream today. Um, but we woke up to go to a fall festival at a farm, or actually, it wasn't really even a festival. It's just the farm has like fall festival like events every weekend between now until the end of the fall season. So I live in a place in which, like, all of the seasons are very well represented in nature, and so like you can see like leaves changing, leaves falling. Which, by the way, leaves falling into a pool, very painful to clean up. So, luckily the pool has been closed, and so that's okay. But anyway, so today we got to walk around in a pumpkin patch, go into a teepee that had like Halloween decorations in it. And when I say a teepee, it is like a tent, but this thing's like gigantic. It's like maybe two and a half, 3 floors tall, like of a building. So, it in of itself, you don't go up. It's just you're on the ground level, but it's very tall. So when you look up, there's lots of decorations on like shelves that are like backlit, like jack o' lanterns and stuff like that. Barney of the Rubble, yay guitar stream. No, that's Gibson Len says no seasons represented here, which is in California, so U.S. West Coast. How's it going, Barney of the Rubble? Hopefully you're doing well. Let's see what else. And we fed animals at the farm, so it was like goats, sheep, alpacas. So yeah. Let's see. Let's go ahead and turn on the list, and then let's see, trick list, chat, and then we'll pin this manually. Okay, there we go. All right, awesome. Oh man, chat, chat, you're like right on top of me. Well done. All right. Lies, you didn't feed the goat. I don't remember you giving me food. Oh, you just have bad memory. That's it. I totally shoved some food down your gullet. All right. Um, I know Barney's trying to say he's the greatest of all time, but anyway, I understood the joke. I just didn't go with it. All right, cool. Let's see. Good news, I learned a new trick. I actually was improvising how to do it earlier, right before stream, because it was the new one I was recording. Um, but otherwise, yeah, not too much happening on the magic front. By the way, if anybody's been sitting around for a while and you haven't hydrated, please hydrate. I'm having black tea. I think I'm getting close to the end of like my it's like my English special blend, like multiple like black teas put together, but thanks for getting that hydrate. But yeah, so anyway, that's what's been going on. I haven't really been doing too much other stuff. I did have to like work a bunch during the week after, because like I had a bunch of things during the day that I was like, all right, I'll just log on at night to make up like the hours or whatever. But I went to the eye doctor for the first time in I think it's been 3 or 4 years, because I don't think I remember going until like since like pandemic maybe. So did that. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. So as is customary, I'm going to go ahead and maybe warm up with warm up with a brand new trick, because that's what I do here. That's it's kind of par for the course, right? Look at it this way: if I mess up, there's probably at maybe the fewest number of people at this point in the stream than at any other point in the stream. I mean, that's statistically that's one would imagine, but sometimes I know that's not true. But anyway, all right, let's give it a try. No harm in trying. Uh, so I themed this trick as like for my YouTube channel that's gonna go live tomorrow as like spies, like acquiring targets and stuff. I'll just do it like the regular way. All right. So here we go. First things first. We have cards, and we have other cards. So first things first, I just want to show that the deck is blue backed, and then the cards I've set aside, there are actually three of them, and they are our special helpers. I won't show you their secret identities yet, but I will later. But we're going to need two selections. So if anybody wants to go ahead and click directly on the screen, if you're on desktop, we'll need two selections from this deck here. All right, of course, there's a good one over there, okay? And then one other one. And then we'll take this one. All right. Oh, wait, I see another one right here. Okay. So, all right, we'll choose. Well, this one I saw first, right? And then this one was I saw next. So I'm sorry whoever chose this one. So, all right, okay. So we'll start with this. Um, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the top two cards. So here we've got 9 of diamonds and 10 of hearts. So remember 9 of diamonds and 10 of hearts, okay? So, all right, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave the 9 of diamonds, 10 of hearts out like this. Now I'm gonna show you the secret identities of our helpers, which, let me clear these heat maps here. Delicious. So our three helpers are here: Joker, Joker, and Joker. So there we go. We have three red-backed jokers. Now, these jokers I want to have capture each one of these cards here. So we're going to place them in between all of them, like this. So as you can see, they're in between all of the jokers. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, now some people believe that there are some shenanigans, and so I'll just prove to you that there's nothing on the bottom of the deck. There's nothing hiding on the bottom. There's nothing hiding on the top of the deck. Okay, so that's the other thing. All right, next. So look, we have a Joker selection, we have Joker selection, and then Joker. So we're going to make one of the selections disappear, like this. I don't know if you could tell, but now in my hand we have Joker, selection, Joker, Joker. So one of the selections is gone. But now I'm going to make the second selection disappear. And now if we take a look, we have just Joker, Joker, Joker. No selections are in my hand. And if we take a look around, there's nothing in here. There's super weird because look, there's Joker, Joker, and Joker. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? And so here's the thing. We're going to need to find those two selections. So look, I'm going to take the Jokers. I'm going to give them a chance to travel into the deck to go and find the selections. Whoa, there's a lot of activity in chat. Hold on. What? Oh, I could see that there's some requests, and then there's thank you for getting the eat. Hello, Thorn. Welcome in. How's it going, Ben? Thanks for giving Ben a shout out. We will do proper shout outs after this. After this new trick. All right. So now that we've given them a chance to find, so look, if we take a look, there's actually, here's the first Joker that's red backed. Here's the second Joker that's red backed. However, importantly, this card is not red backed at all, and that is also not a Joker because it has actually run into the middle of the deck. And if I show you, it has actually run here, and it is face up right there. Now, importantly, it is surrounded by two other cards. And so, has this Joker done its job and found our two selections? The two selections being the 10 of Hearts and the 9 of Diamonds. And that, my friends, is my handling and performance of a new trick that I just learned literally earlier this week. And yeah, there you go. So if you were here, you can look at all this stuff and you can inspect everything. And there you go. Boom. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Gibson Lens. And all right. So let's see. So yeah, that was the new trick that I learned. It is called, what's it called? A Fine Mesh by Max Maven, also known as Phil Goldstein. So I believe Phil Goldstein is his birth name, or was his birth name, and then Max Maven is his stage name. So he's probably, a lot of people who are not magicians probably just know him as Max Maven. But same guy that makes like a couple of my favorite tricks, Overture and Picasso's Aces. So, all right, guys. Yeah, if you're not following our friend Hallowthorn, please give Hallowthorn Ben a follow. Singaporean magician, and has also recently become a new dad. So, yeah, rest in peace, the legend. Rest in peace, Max Maven. Hallowthorn is still, alive. He's obviously chatting. So, but yeah, if you're not giving our friend Hallowthorn, also known as the second half of Magic Twitch, please give Hallowthorn a follow. Anyway, how's fatherhood? If you are still there and able to get sleep and kicking, like, so yeah, I have a 3-year-old now, so I'm well past the whole most nights I can actually get through like sleep. There's actually been only one night in the past few months where it's like my kid woke up in the middle of the night and like disrupted anything, which was surprisingly good for her, I think. The streak of like months, but yeah, when they're really young, it's it's really hard. Let's see. All right, let's just shout out everybody, guys. You're not following our friend and mod Bert, aka Gibson Lens. Please give Gibson Lens a follow. Gibson Lens, pianist, um, is working on an album of his originals to release. So give him a follow, check him out, so that when it gets released, it'll be all good. Otherwise, streams are very chill and plays a lot of piano music. Guys, you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats. Please give Charlie's Beats a follow. Charlie's Beats. Now I like to call Charlie's Beats a music Twitch famous chatter because that kind of describes Charlie perfectly. So that's. But Charlie has streamed before, and if you follow him, maybe he will stream again. But I basically see Charlie in like every chat, every music chat that I hang out in. So. All right. Hello Thorn has said. Not much sleep is still not much sleep, but still gigging. Yeah, totally. Making lots of mistakes in shows. Thankfully, the audience doesn't know that they were mistakes. Yeah, if you cover it up really well, or you make a joke, or you segue to another trick, perfectly fine. Like that is a skill that I think you have the opportunity to work on and do a lot. I myself, most of my magic work is here on like a stream or a video recording. So I don't have to adapt that much, but I do try and like get my practice in. Like when I go to conventions, or I go like team meetups and stuff, I do a ton of magic like in real life, but I don't get to practice that skill as often as I imagine you would get to. So, um, but yeah. So let's see, and then guys, if you're looking for more magic on Twitch, besides Halithorn, also give our modern friend Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man, also one of the other magicians that has a regular magic schedule on Twitch. Chan does Magic Mondays on Monday nights, so give him a follow. Check him out tomorrow night. Um, and check out Magic Twitch. There's at least four of us. There's probably like five or six. There have been other people. We don't know how consistent everybody else is at this moment, right? So. Admittedly, I haven't been able to keep up with Twitch lately because a lot of stuff. When you have a 3-year-old and she wants to do everything with you, and I'm like, so here's the benefit of not having a second kid. So we have multiple friends right now that have their second kid, and they're all like, "Oh my God, I'm exhausted, can't sleep." And there was like this scale, like one kid equals one kid. Two kids equals five kids, and then it's like three kids equals 8,000 kids, and it's just like, I'm like, maybe that's kind of accurate. And so, yeah, so right now, my wife and we are like, okay, maybe just the one kid. So, Gibson Len says, Gibson Len says, I'm already tired without kids. I'm like, yep, yep, absolutely. That's that's true too. Oh man. So yeah. Let's see. Chan says I'm currently working on a new coin trick. This may be my very first one. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, I don't know too many coin tricks. I like the coin matrix, as you guys know, because I do that all the time. I'll do like the Sharpie vanish and reproduction, and that's basically like the extent of my coin magic. So um but that's cool, Chan. Hopefully you can nail it, and then you can do coin magic. So yeah, I've decided I don't need to do coin magic, but I like the matrix. So I'm probably going to be doing like the coin matrix like forever, like the rest of my life. Um, that's cool. Yeah, learning new tricks is tough when you are not familiar with like a lot of this stuff. Like I do card magic, and so when I watch like card magic performances, even if I don't know exactly how it's done, I can usually come up with a way to achieve that thing, and it's usually good enough. So, Hellthorn says, "Join the dark side." dual coin magic. And I'm like, I mean, chances Ben does the best coin magic. I mean, yo, Hellthorn does a lot of good coin magic. So if you haven't seen him do a lot of coin magic, definitely do it. Gibson Lens says, "You have plenty of emote slots. Give us a Matrix emote." All right, that is a good suggestion. So full disclosure, I even thought about another suggestion that somebody else gave last week that I was like, oh, I should probably do something with that, and I totally forgot. But if anybody remembers that eRoom requested that I just make text bigger on my trick list, I am aware and I remember that it exists, but I did not do it. So let's see, you have plenty of emote slots. Gives Matrix. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, I've noted that. Yes, and I do have plenty of emote slots. I just don't know what to put in them, but I've thought about like, yeah, that's a good idea. All right. Maybe I should also do Matrix. Oh wait, we have a request. Let me get ready to do that request first, and then we'll move on and do that after. But so let's see here. Where is back illusion? There we go. But really, you have no idea how coin magic helped with the rest of my magic? Oh, yeah, I don't know. So I do understand some concepts in coin magic, and I do know how some of the tricks are done. And I do know that getting some of the props for coin magic are a little bit expensive, which is kind of like the holdup. So everything that I've done up until this point is literally real coins. So not to give anything away to anybody else, but I am aware of other coin tricks where there are things going on with the coins that you can't just do with regular coins. Everything that you've seen me do is basically doable with regular coins because I have not acquired anything that is not a regular coin. So, anyway, sorry if that gives anything away to magicians or non-magicians. Anyway, that's that. But yeah, so I'm not necessarily opposed to it, but the other thing is like being in the, I guess having a deck of cards on me all the time is not like organic magic, but like there are fewer and fewer people carrying coins around with them too. So it's like, I don't carry coins, and they're like, none of these people carry. Why are you carrying coins? That's super sus. Like, Hellthorn says, oh, you don't have to break the bank though. Draw me a message to lead to the right places. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if I don't have to break the bank. I mean, that would be ideal, but yeah, maybe we'll chat. All right, okay, cool. So let's see. Next up, we have the back illusion. Oh, we have. Hold on, let me. Who's moving that? All right, there we go. Delicious. Okay. All right, thanks for getting that, Chan. All right, here we go. All right. So look, we have the Ace of Diamonds, the Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Hearts, and the Ace of Spades. Now, the question is, were you paying attention and seeing what the color of the backs were? Because if you were, that's great. Because you're paying attention to the context clues, the name of the trick, the back, and then illusion. So here's the thing, yeah. So if you said blue, that would be probably correct. However, maybe I wanted you to believe that all of the cards had a blue back. And now if I show you, if I just go ahead and I use the Ace of Spades and I just rub it on the back here, believe it or not, that's actually going to maybe change everything else, or everything to be a red-backed card. Because look, now everything is red-backed, including the Ace of Spades. Because look, red, 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 red. And now at this point, for those of you who have not seen the trick before, I usually ask, hey, how many of each card do you think I have? Do you think that there's 1 red and 3 blue? Or do you think I have 1 blue, 3 red? Or do you think I have 2 blue, 2 red? And so we can play this game. If anybody wants to answer, feel free. Now's your chance. If you don't want to answer, I think everybody in chat has probably seen me perform this before. And if not, then that, or you're a magician, so you probably know how this works. But anyway, um, if you believe that there were any backs in the first place, you may be mistaken because the name of the trick is called back illusion. And so, chances, call me maybe. Dude, that would be a wonderful, wonderful ending for this. But no, these are just, there's no backs here. That's, there's no backs here. Chan jumping ahead. Chan jumping ahead. One day, unsuspectingly, there may be song lyrics on the back of these cards. But not today. Not today. But yeah, if you were here, you could come take a look. You can inspect these cards as much as you'd like. And yeah, there we go. That, my friends, is back illusion. All right, thanks for clearing that, Chan. Yeah, so that is yeah. So I'm gonna be going to my local Magic meeting this month in October. There was one last month in September, but I missed it because it came up so quickly, and I was like, oh no, because they happen on Tuesdays, and I'm like, well, I'm hanging out with the kid, and I gotta log into work. I'm like, all right, forget it. I'm not going this month. But this upcoming month, October, I'm gonna go because October is like Halloween, and like magicians use this as an excuse as like it's like an entire month of magic. So it's like okay, because it's like trick or treat, and then magicians are always like, I'm gonna give you a trick. It's like, wait, no, I don't want a trick. I wanted a treat. Then you shouldn't have said trick or treat. So that's the feeling that I get from like a lot of the older magicians. Um, anyway, thank you kindly for the claps and the applause. Chan the Magic Man, Gibson Lens. All right, I'm also gonna write down a note so I can contact Ben about coins. Contact Ben about coins. There we go. All right, so now I have multiple notes. You know what? I'm gonna label this important notes. That way I will not miss them. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, actually, let me. Yeah. Actually, let me do this trick, and then we will. I think. Hold on. I need to find the packet that I had here. I wanted to show off some coins that I found. So I've been doing what would be the equivalent of spring cleaning. I know it's not spring. It's totally like autumn or fall. Um, but all right. First, we'll do this, and then we'll get into the spring cleaning. All right. So here we have our 4 coins, and we're gonna need some cards. I just realized I haven't even broken out the Twitch deck yet today. So we have 4 cards. We're gonna go ahead and cover up each one of these coins with a card, and we are going to be making these coins jump from corner to corner. So this one will jump from here to here. It happens very quick, so just watch out for it. This one's going to go up there, and watch. And then finally, this last one. And there we have it. And that, my friends, is the basic coin matrix. I've been trying to get a lot of my other magician friends to like do this one if they don't do like other kinds of tricks. And it's just like... Aaron L. Quendy, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing? And actually, while I'm here, let me go ahead and just do the cardless version. And so, all right. So now we have these here. There we have man, I can't talk English good. So here we go. All right. There we go. And then we have 3 over here, 1, 2, 3, and then we have 1 over there, and here we go. That, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix. All right. Let me see here. Cardless matrix. All right. Oh, whoops. Well, that's okay. We got it. Songlist figured it out. All right. Thanks, Songlist. All right. And then we can knock those off. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Gibson Lens, Aaron L. Quendy. Anyway, Aaron L., how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Have you had a great weekend? All right, so where was I? Oh, yes, I was doing the equivalent of spring cleaning. And I found some old coins from my prior employer. And I do have them right over here. I think what happened was, and I forgot exactly how we acquired these, but basically I think we could accrue some points and then we can trade them in or something like that. I forget exactly, but let me swap them over here. So here are those coins. They're thicker than a lot of other coins. So like, let me show you the $50 that I was using for that last trick. And then here's these coins. But the $50 is quite bigger than it. However, let me show you the image on this. So if you're into nerdy, geeky culture, so these were used for Commander, if anybody is familiar with Magic the Gathering format Commander, or EDH. So each one of these tokens would represent the Commander tax. So each one would basically be like, oh, you cast your Commander, and you have 1 token. Okay, you have to pay the tax, pay the 2 extra mana or whatever. If you do it multiple times, you would collect a bunch. So that's on this side. On the other side, there was a symbol that indicated the company, which in this case it was, if you can see that, hold on, go ahead and focus. Come on, camera. You could do it. I mean, you could probably make it out right now, even though it's not like, hold on. All right, so if I put it up, right up. Come on, camera. Come on, I know you can do it. There we go. TCG Player, Relics of Wizardry. So yeah, TCG Player was the company. So yeah, if anybody didn't know, I worked for TCG Player a long time ago. And then Relics of Wizardry was just like, I think the line of what these tokens were for. And then, once again, here's the front, Commander tax, or Command tax. So there's a sword, there's a skull, there's a shield, so yeah. Oh yeah, so Gibson Lens plays Magic, so he should understand. So the skull is for black mana, and then there's the white mana symbol in the bottom. There's the fire mana symbol. I don't know if I see the tree. I don't know what that'd be for green mana, but anyway. Hallowthorn says, "Have you heard of Flesh and Blood? I've been playing that card game lately. Been super invested. Ha ha ha. Low barrier to entry compared to Magic. Yeah. By the way, there's a low barrier to entry to many other card games besides Magic the Gathering. Like the 3 highest barrier to entry games probably are like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and then arguably Pokemon, but I guess maybe it's not too bad to get into just Pokemon because competitive Pokemon is like hard to really break into. But anyway, yeah, every other card game by comparison relatively not breaking the bank. But yes, I've heard of Flesh and Blood. I've played a couple of games of Flesh and Blood. I don't own any Flesh and Blood. One of my friends taught me how to play. Actually, I think he taught me how to play digitally. I think we played on like Tabletop Simulator or something. And then I played like 2 or 3 games of Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood, I like as a card game. I really enjoy it as a bunch of mechanics because for anybody who is into card games, so you start with a character, and then you build your character with lots of different things. So I would equate this to and I almost equate it exactly to the Initial D card game because you start with a car and some number of mods, and so it's almost the same thing. You start with a character in Flesh and Blood, and you can have like a shield, a sword, but you recycle your deck like you would from Star Wars CCG. So Star Wars CCG, you basically don't make cards get destroyed or lost until a game mechanic destroys them, or if you use like an interrupt and then it gets discarded. But otherwise, the deck is your life force. And so it's kind of a similar thing with Flesh and Blood. So basically, you don't want to run out of cards before your opponent does, because then you'll lose. But yeah, Gibson Len says, there has been Commander drama lately, if you've heard. Yes. So let's just briefly talk about Magic the Gathering Commander drama. So as much as I know about the Commander drama, basically, so up until like like a few weeks ago or a month ago or whatever, or whenever the cutover happened, the Commander format was basically run by volunteers. So it was like the Commander Committee, which used to be, I think, it used to be known as EDH, which stood for Elder Dragon Highlander. And so this was a casual format that players came up with. And I think the players that came up with it started it in Alaska, and then it just spread from there. And then it became a very popular format. Everybody's playing it. And for a while, for years, I only played Commander or EDH. I called it EDH for a long time. I just cut over like maybe 5 years ago to calling it just Commander like all the time. But so there were some controversial announcements that the player committee made, I think, to bannings of cards. And then like there was this controversy, and then I guess what happened was, and I don't know if there were more things that happened, but they ended up relinquishing control of the players committee to Wizards of the Coast proper, so that, you know, now the company who owns and manages Magic the Gathering can also own and manage this originally player created format. But you know, they actually, I mean, it probably makes sense, because number one, like, volunteers for anything, volunteering takes a lot of time and effort. You're basically doing free work, number one. Number two, I don't know where these people are in their lives, but if they've been doing it for like over like 2 decades, I don't know if it's been that long, but maybe at least 15 years or something. I mean, they've carried the torch for bringing Commander into the limelight, making players aware of it, making it so popular, and then like, yeah, like, anyway, so, and also to receive flack from the community after the fact, it's like, I get it, right? Like, okay, and now any sort of official communications about Commander will be coming from Wizards of the Coast. So anyway, that's what I heard, and that's what I'm apprised on. So, Bert, do you know anything else or any other details, or did I kind of capture it, I think, as well as I could capture it? And then let's see here. Did I do the coin matrix? Oh yeah, I did the coin matrix. All right. So was it in there twice, or did I add? Anyway, Hellthorn says, "Oh, I had a squirrel tribal deck when EDH was popular here in Singapore. Oh, awesome! Hellthorn used to play Magic the Gathering too. Awesome. Yeah. So anyway, I still have a ton of Commander decks built. A lot of them are like old decks, but it's okay. I mean, I think this is a format in which, you know, so long as you play casually with people you know, then it'll be fun, and it doesn't really matter too much the power level, especially if it's like multiple players. But yeah, I don't really play with tryhards anymore, because I don't have time for that. I want to have fun. Also, if I don't play with people I know, like, nobody's gonna trust me to handle cards anyway at this point. So, Gibson Lens, the missing detail is the rules committee was being severely harassed for the bans, which is obviously extremely unfortunate. Oh, okay, I guess I had heard that they got some flack, but I did not realize that the harassment was severe. Like, I guess that's why they relinquished. They didn't feel safe anymore. Oh, okay, that was a level of detail in which I was not privy to. So, all right, good to know. Thanks for the additional context there, Bert. I did not know that, so thank you. All right, so I guess they relinquished control because the players committee did not feel safe anymore, and they were being extremely harassed to an extreme. Which, you know, I guess coming from like an individual, like that is like you're being harassed for something that you're volunteering for too, right? Like it's just that doesn't, you know, that doesn't seem to pay out well. So anyway, all right, pulling out the Twitch deck. Uh, oh yeah, so Hellthorn Ben, I don't know if you were here last stream. I think last stream I did a ton of tricks with the triangle deck. Yeah, so I basically did a ton of tricks with the triangle deck. I don't know if you've seen the triangle deck. So here's the triangle deck, and here's what the cards look like. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, so I miss playing Magic. Most of my friends that would play Magic, I don't think play Magic on the regular anymore. I do have kind of like a group of board game friends, but we have like so many board games that we want to play, and we just play board games instead. So, Hellthorn with Magicians. Turn one Soul Ring is a common occurrence even after cutting the deck. Let me tell you, after they printed Soul Ring with literally every commander deck for years, even with non-magicians, turn one Soul Ring is a common occurrence. Oh, jeez. But yeah, after the shenanigans from last year with the players committee, not the players, with Wizards of the Coast printing Magic 30th, and they were not like real cards. And even though they said they were not printing quote unquote fake real cards, that's a longer story if you're not into the world of Magic and you don't know what like the reserved list is and all of that. It gets a little bit more dramatic there. Turn one Soul Ring isn't always a good idea. That's also true. Yeah, it depends on who you're playing with and how much of a threat the table thinks you are. So. Nice deck. Durkee Blaine says nice deck. Welcome in, Durkee Blaine. How's it going? How you doing? I was just showing. So if you're not following our friend Hallowthorn, Ben, he's one of the other magicians that's part of Magic Twitch. Although I think you hang out in Infozar stream, right? So you've definitely, or Chandler Magic Minister, you've definitely heard of Hallowthorn before. But anyway, I was just showing him this because I don't know if Ben has seen the triangle deck. So, but oh yeah, guys, if you're not following our friend Durkee Blaine, please give Durkee Blaine a follow. Durkee Blaine also does Magic, but usually on stream plays a variety of games. From what I've seen so far, exhausted. Got to work just now. Gonna be a long night, right? Well, Durkee Blaine, hopefully you have a great night. Guys, the trick list is empty. If anybody wants to request anything, feel free. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep on chatting and responding to whatever anybody else mentions in chat because I was feeling a kind of little lackadaisical today. So anyway, yeah. So I did find all those old coins, the command tax, and brought back a bunch of memories, not just from my previous workplace, but also playing Magic, and so it was a good time. Oh yeah, the drama with the players, with the Commander Players Committee. Let's see, Underwater Handcuff Escape. Not card Magic, not on my list. Can't do it. All right. Durkee Blaine says, I hear it keeps it out of the tuck so it looks bigger. Oh, okay, all right. So, all right, this is what Durkee Blaine is talking about. So here we go, guys. Let me just, guys, if I just leave the cards sticking out of the box, these cards actually look like they're bigger than they would fit in this box, right? Absolutely, that's absolutely it. Barney the Rebel says underwater handcuff escape. Nope, sorry, not there. Let's see. Let's see here. Coin Matrix. Yeah, Coin Matrix was reformed too recently. Yep, I did both Coin Matrixes earlier. Solving a Rubik's Cube. All right, Chan, would you like to see me solve the regular cube or the baby cube? Let me know. And then the other thing is, what tricks haven't I done in a while? There's probably a couple of tricks I should QA to see if I remember how to do them. So let's see. Oh yeah, there's a few tricks I haven't done in a few months. So regular, says Chan. All right, cool. Let's scramble this up. Oh yeah. So who here celebrates Halloween, and will you be dressing up or celebrating in some way? Going to a party? Let me know. So this will probably be the second year I bring my kid trick-or-treating. She had fun last year, but she got tired pretty quick, and it was dark, and she was kind of scared of other houses. But now that she knows she's going to get candy, and so... Alright, Durkee Blaine has requested twisting Picasso's arm. I like that choice. Good choice. Thank you. I will be performing that after I solve this Rubik's Cube, which I'm a little rusty on the Rubik's Cube. All right, hopefully you agree that this is scrambled enough. Okay. All right, so here we go. Top layer. We're going to try and solve the top layer now. Okay, and then we're going to try and get the plus sign. So let's see. Boom. Nope, I want to do this. And then, all right, plus sign is done. Now we're going to get the corners, and all of these have to match in order for the corners to be correct. So do this, this, and then one more corner. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so now top layer is done. Okay, now we're going to do the middle layer, or second layer, as some people call it. Let's see. So we'll do that one. Then we'll do this one. Then we'll do this one. Okay, all right, second layer is done. Okay, top layer, or bottom layer, sorry. Final layer. Man, these things have so many different names. Okay, now I need to get the fish. Alright, I got the fish. I might have to do this up to 3 times. That's 1, 2. Alright, I didn't have to do it up to 3 times. That's cool. Alright, these two match. Swap these two. I'm too rusty on my cubing. So full disclosure, I would also be rusty on my cubing, except that occasionally somebody in chat requests it, and this is the practice that I get. So that's all I needed to keep me kind of fresh. So, and then we're just gonna. Oh, don't mess this up, Nom. Oh no, don't mess this up. Hold on. Okay, wait. Oh no, I've messed it up, guys. I've messed it up. You know what it was? I read chat as I was trying to do this last portion. Hold on. Can I recover it? Wait. This is very close. This is very close. Okay, here we go. Wait. Okay, how do I do this? Okay, hold on. So I'm in this weird position where these 3 have to cycle, and then these 2 have to cycle. So I think I have to do... Wait a second. Can I figure that? Yeah. Wait. I think I do this, right? Okay. I've unmessed it up. Okay, guys, I've unmessed it up. All right, that was like a crazy recover for me. All right, okay. All right, let me just muscle memory this. Nope, I've forgotten the muscle memory. Okay, let me see if I just logic this. All right, so here we need to get these two here, uh, but facing this way. Oh, geez. All right, hold on. Man, this is so close. Okay, okay. All right, we're back into the messed up state before that we had before. All right, so let me just. Can I? Okay, chat, stop distracting him. Okay. All right, all right. Okay. Unmessed up. Okay, hold on. Okay, okay, we got it. We got it. All right. Done. Solved. All right. Woo! Good job. All right, guys. Thanks for the encouragement. Woo! So close. All right. Give a phase of slight twist, pop off corner, reassemble piece by pieces. My solution, says Durkee Blaine. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Actually, Durkee Blaine, if you want to mess up a cube in a way where somebody who can solve a cube will not be able to solve the cube, yeah, if anybody wants to troll their cube friends, all right, take one of the edge pieces out completely, turn it around 180 degrees, and then put it back exactly where it is. From that state, because of how things twist and turn, you will never be able to get that back into a state because of all of the other pieces. So, Durkee Blaine says, yup, that's right. Yeah, yeah. If you want to be nice about it, you could turn like two of these, I think. You could go boom and boom. Then at least I think it's solvable. But like, if you just do one, not solvable. So there you go. Fun troll tip for anybody who wants to troll their cubing friends. All right, let me quickly get ready for twisting Picasso's arm. I forget if I did this the old way or the new way. Let me just do it the new way, because that'll just make life easier. Please hold. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Sorry, let me see if I missed anything in chat during the, let's see, impulse card trick whilst suspended off nail bed. No, I don't think I can do that. But we can do impulse. That's, I'm so rusty at my cubing. You got this. Spoke too soon. Oh, no, no, it's okay. It's okay. I eventually got there. It was just kind of like, so I rely on my muscle memory for a bunch of those algorithms, but if I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about it too hard and I'm like, oh no, I need to logic out of this, then I'm like, no, I've forgotten. And I messed up what I remembered as one of the algorithms for like the final, in that, how I solved the layer. Give a face just a slight twist. Oh, yeah, yeah, no. No, I don't destruct my cubes. I don't trust myself to be able to put them back. I only know how to twist the corner, lol. All right. Okay, all right. Here we go. So I've got a packet of cards. You'll notice that these are all face cards and they're all black face cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But also these are all blue backed cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. However, all I have to do is take a little bit of this red paint. It is now in my fingers from this red box, and I just place this on this packet. You'll see that one of the cards has turned red because look, 1, 2, 3, and there's our red card. Is that interesting? That's super interesting, right? But look, we can do it again. I'm going to go ahead and grab some red paint and apply it to another card in the packet. So now we should see 2 red cards. So there's 1 red, there's 2 red cards. Now we should be able to get some more red paint and do it again. And we'll see that, look, now we have 1, 2, 3 red cards. Excellent. Uh, oh, Durkee Blaine bought a Gone Speed Cube. Got slower. All right, awesome. So look, you still see that there is a blue back card here, and I do want you to see that that is still there. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more red paint and then place it all there, because now you'll see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 red backed cards. And not only that, but if I spread them out, you'll see that these cards are red on the back. But not only that, they actually changed to be red on the front. Because look, now these are all red face cards. And that, my friends, is Twisting Picasso's Arm. I'd like to think it's an original. I did not consult any other sources. I don't imagine that it is exactly like completely original. Some of that stuff might have been done in other tricks before, but I mean, I certainly haven't seen it with that presentation with the paint and stuff. And I'm like, that totally works. I'm like, I'm gonna work the Picasso's name in there, and like some of my favorite tricks have Picasso's name in it because there are like other tricks. So. Anyway, thank you kindly for the claps, Chan the Magic Man, and the applause, Durkee Blaine. So wait, Durkee Blaine, you got a new cube and then you got slower? Is that is that what you did? Oh yeah, Chan's got the Queen of Clubs. That's right, because you saw the Queen of Clubs in there. Sorry, the Queen of Clubs changed to a red queen at the end. I only know of how to twist the corners. Interesting. All right. Thanks for clearing that, Chan. All right, now for the impulse card trick. Okay, so full disclosure, I'm not 100% clear I remember exactly how to perform this, so let me just struggle through it as well as I can. We may have to do this one over again, but let me just quickly consult my spreadsheet. Jerky Blaine says, yeah, bought a speed cube a few years back when I cubed a lot. Had the magnets and bells and whistles. I got slower. My sympathies, yeah. Full disclosure, I dislike the original Rubik's Cube because it's actually not a very good cube to just... It's not even to get fast times. I'm not a speed cuber, but it's not like nice to turn. Like, it doesn't turn smoothly. It has really sharp corners. Like, it just doesn't feel nice to solve. So, like, that's just it, right? Like, let's see, impulse. Oh, yeah, so I have to remember the setup for this because I otherwise will get things wrong. Okay. Boom, 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 and then boom, 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 boom. Okay, all right. I think Oh, hold on. I just realized I need to do this slightly differently. My apologies. And this is, once again, the problem with... So I was wondering like how many tricks I will be able to keep in my head. And the long and short of it is I'm almost reaching that point where I don't think I can remember all of the tricks in my trick list all the time. So for anybody who has been in chat and seen me mention on other streams, but I am developing my idea of writing what would be the equivalent of like music sheet music for sleight of hand card magic. Just so that I can remember how to do a ton of my tricks. But then once I don't have to remember everything if I can just translate it to sheet music and I can just read the sheet as I perform the trick. And so I started formalizing that recently. It was super exciting. I even wrote myself a little tool in HTML because when I do a conversion on like the state of a deck and then it changes, like, hey, before I had to like copy and paste single pieces here and there to rearrange it. But then now I made the tool, so now it's like, okay, here's the state of this deck or packet. Now I do this transformation on it, whether it's a lift or a count or something, and it's like, okay, now here's what the new one is, or just like a simple thing, like reverse count, right? That's a very basic thing. Sleight tabs, yeah, I'm actually calling it sleight reading at the moment. So, but yeah, okay, all right, okay, I'm set up. Let me just run through it once. You know, while I'm here. Okay, so la la la, doing. Oh wait, no. Okay, yeah, this hand. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. La la la. All right, let me do this. Okay, yes, there we go. And then boom, and then boom, 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 and boom. Okay, cool. And now we do something like this. All right, awesome. Then we do something like this. Okay. Oh man, I'm cringing at myself right now. So I'm like, okay, then I do something like this. Uh, and then I don't remember what to do here. Well, it's a good thing I practiced before I I actually revealed. Um, oh wait. Now I'm going to do this, do this. Oh, actually, wait. Now I think this is okay. Wait. That was slightly off, I think, but okay. And then we do something like that. Okay, cool. But then we do. Oh, okay. And then we do this, this, and then I have something that is incorrect, but it'll be. Is that incorrect? Okay, yep, I did make a switch that I did not, that was not supposed to. All right. Please hold while I figure this out. Or you know what? Maybe. Do you guys want to see me struggle? Do you guys want to see me struggle through a trick? This would be way more uncomfortable for me than it will be for you guys. You guys are just gonna be like, "Hey, there's a magician. He's struggling on screen. This is wonderful." And I'll just be like, guys, I'm sweating. Ah. All right. So, okay, we'll do this, that, the other thing. Okay. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right. Okay. Keep your secrets, no worries. Aranel Quendy says. Okay. All right. Okay. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to watch myself do the trick on my YouTube. You guys can listen. I'm ready now. Hold on, that might have been too loud. Playing cards, and today I would like to present you a trick. All right, I'm just going to fast forward to the part that I need to know. The last queen is going to go ahead and grab their things. And then finally, the last queen is going to go ahead and grab their things. Ah, so okay. Here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I mean, yeah. But okay. I think I see what I did. All right. All right. Okay, guys. I mean, I think that's good. All right. Hopefully you heard me talking. That was just me watching my video. You'll wait. All right. Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. Here we go. So the hardest part normally is getting set up. I remember the setup very clear, and then it's like the middle of the trick. There's just this one. Why does this feel so familiar to me? I don't know. Why does this feel so familiar to you, Turkey Blaine? All right, so here we've got we have 8 cards. We've got the 4 queens and the 4 twos. I'm going to introduce each of the twos to you separately because that's how we're going to be handling the trick here. So look, we've got 2 of spades. We have the 2 of clubs. We have the 2 of diamonds, and then of course the 2 of hearts. So the twos are over here, and we've got our queens over here. But look, all we need to do is just make one of the 2s disappear. And so look, we've got one card face down. So one of our 2s has disappeared. But look, now a second 2 is going to turn face down because now we have 2 cards face down. And then of course we can make a third 2 disappear because now look, our third 2 is face down. Now here's the interesting thing. We're going to make this final 2 disappear as well because look, now all the 2s are gone. Not only that, the 2s we have, you thought that the 2s were over here, right? But actually, none of these were the 2s. These actually have become the queens. I don't know if you can tell, but these are all queens now. See? Queen, 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 queen. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Okay, but that's okay. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this. So here, we have what would be the 2s now, correct? So, but you would not expect them to be in a weird state in which, so either the queens are on top of all the 2s, or all the 2s are on top of the queens, right? That's intuitively what you would expect. But you would not actually expect this at all. They are completely interleaved. You would not expect 2s interleaved with queens, right? But not only that, you definitely would not expect the 2s to be paired up with their, so the 2 of spades paired up with the queen of spades. The 2 of diamonds paired up with the queen of diamonds. The 2 of hearts paired up with the queen of hearts. And the 2 of clubs paired up with the queen of clubs. You wouldn't expect that, would you? Aaron L says, what? That's okay. There's also one other thing that you probably wouldn't expect. Not only did you not expect all of these to be paired, but did you expect that the 2s would have come from another deck? Because if you take a look at the 2 of spades, it's red. 2 of hearts, it's red. 2 of diamonds is red. And the 2 of clubs, also red. And that, my friends, is impulse. All right. And Chan's got the OMG. Chan, you familiar with that one? Did you look into it? Aaron L says, hype! Thanks for clearing that, Chan. Durkee Blaine, thanks for the mind blown. Yeah, so anyway, the sleights in it are not intensive in that respect, but there's a lot of steps to remember. I was like, how do I do that? And also I was kind of like, so if I did parts of it slow, then you would have been like, he's doing something suspicious there, right? So I just had to make sure that as I was going through the whole thing, I was just like, okay, go through it smooth. Just nobody will suspect anything. Like as Hellthorn said earlier, it was like, like he messed up a lot, but most people don't know that you messed up, right? So just keep on going. Just keep on going. It's okay. It's fine. So anyway, thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats. Yeah, so that was good. So a long time ago when I first tried to learn this, I guess not so long because it was just earlier this year. But this is a new trick I think I put on the trick list this year. But like I was like, how is this trick done? And I couldn't like come up with how it was done for like 3 days. And then I was like, maybe they're doing something fishy. And I'm like, And then I finally came back to the no. There's nothing as fishy. It's all Sleight based. And when I came back to the fact that it's Sleight based, I basically figured everything out. I'm like, that's how it's done. Oh. And so it's for tricks like this where having like the Sleight reading or the Sleight tab sheet would be handy because then I wouldn't have had to refer to my own video. Which luckily at least I have my own video and it's like okay, I know exactly what I need to look at. Everything else was fine except for that part. So. But I'm going to say that I think if I didn't refer to the spreadsheet in the video, that might have become a boss trick. But otherwise, I think I nailed that performance. I thought that was pretty good. So, considering how much I was panicking before, I would say made it. Yes. So for any magicians out there who do watch my YouTube videos, I think for the past like maybe 6 months now, I've been putting magicians notes in my video descriptions on YouTube, and so I will discuss a little bit about like um, maybe what I changed in the trick if it was like somebody else's trick, or if it was like an improvised trick, like what inspired me. And then if I did, and to call out specific parts of the video, I don't really reveal too much of like how the method is done. But if you know inside baseball, you can basically read it in between lines. It's like, oh, I see what you did there, and stuff like that. Um, so that's something if anybody wants to check it out. By the way, if anybody wants to just check out my YouTube channel, there is a ton of magic in there. So I have over 280 magical performances. All of my VODs that fall off retention here, you can catch in this playlist. The videos are publicly accessible, but they are not searchable because they're all unlisted for the VODs. But my magic videos, my performances, they're all good. All right. Next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beats. So let's go ahead and get ready for that. But yeah, so anyway, earlier in the summer, I think I was kind of, and I might have mentioned this on stream once. I was kind of like not doing new stuff with Magic, and I was just like, eh. And now I'm kind of like revitalized in Magic. So I'm like, okay, all right. Now I'm also revitalized in playing video games. So right now I'm playing a game. What's it called here? I started playing a game called One Shot. Um, it kind of looks and reminds me a little bit of what's the aesthetic like. It's kind of like Undertale. Like it's done in the that 16-bit style of Undertale storytelling. You wake up. So here's the. I'm not spoiling anything because you find this out literally in the first like 10 minutes. You wake up in a house and it is dark, and you need to try and get out of the house. And as soon as you get out of the house, you find out that the world is basically dead. There's robots that you can talk to, but like you don't find any other living people or anything. Oh, and you are a cat. But it's kind of like a unique thing in that you tried to escape your house. You can't just leave because it's like a puzzle to get out of your house in the dark. So anyway, all right. Right, next up we have Pink Floyd. It's requested by Charlie's Beats. To whom it may concern, these four jokers are haunted and will not let themselves be out spooked. How Halloween like. A word of warning, do not place these jokers back to back. Okay. So first things first, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 jokers. Okay, well, what's so weird about their backs? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue-backed jokers. Okay. All right, we can work with that. But so this said don't place them back to back. So what's the first thing you want to do? Well, we want to place them back to back, right? So here we go. Jokers, back to back. What's going to happen? Ooh, that's turned into a red-backed joker. How about this one? Nope. Okay, that. Okay, so not that one. All right. Okay, so this one is now a red-backed. Okay, so what if we were to do it again? Here we go. Back to back. What happens? Ooh, that's turned red as well. How about this one? No? Okay. All right. So here we go. This one. All right, let's just place this off to the side for a second. Okay, so now we have two jokers left. So hold on. We've got these two and those two. Okay. Um, so wait, hold on. I want to try something. I want to do an experiment. So what happens if I was to place these two jokers face to face? Will anything happen if I place them face to face? No? Okay, no. All right. So let's go ahead and place them back to back now. Back to back jokers. Okay. Now let's take a look. Ooh, that's turned red. But this was the last one. Oh! So now these are all red-backed jokers. So wait. Hold on. But so hold on. What do we do with? Uh, okay. So what do we do with all these red-backed jokers now? Actually, so you know what the one thing I want to do is I want to I want to place red-backed jokers back to back, right? So let's place red-backed jokers back to back and see what happens. Ready? Wait. Hold on, are they all blue now? Are they all blue? Oh, they're all blue. They're all blue-backed jokers. And that, my friends, is Pink Floyd. Whoops. I clicked on the wrong scene. There you go. Probably did that one a little bit slower than necessary, but like, I don't know. I feel like building the like the spookiness or the mystique of that, right? If anybody has any ideas of how else to dress that up, because I'm always thinking about ideas of how else we could do something. Thanks for clearing that, Chan. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, Chan the Magic Man, Turkey Blaine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Also, if you have any ideas for the note, I keep on reading from this note, and I'm just, but like, I don't know, I think I could probably make it a little bit creepier, right? So here's the thing, even though the name of the trick is Pink Floyd, and it's like, I think that this has the potential to be a really creepy trick. Like, which I think maybe in the next couple of weeks, as Halloween gets closer, we'll have to basically theme every trick as a Halloween trick. So we'll see if we can do that. All right. All right, I'm hydrating. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, so I was going to refer to my own trick list and see what haven't we done in a guys, we haven't done this trick in a while. I feel like we need to do this one. I haven't done this one in a while. Aaron Elquendi says, so sleepy. Great calm magic stream. Good night, y'all. All right, Aaron Elquendi, great seeing you. Take care, sleep well. Have a glorious night. Good seeing you. We'll see you around. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we gave a shout out for Aaron L. Quendy earlier, but guys, if you're not following Aaron L, please give Aaron L a follow. Aaron L plays mobile games, a lot of which are either like puzzle games or narrative games, and all also very chill. So give Aaron L a follow, and yeah, thanks for getting a shout out, Chan. All right, let's see. I was gonna set up for a trick that we have not done in a while. It's kind of funny because like the cycle in which people will request some tricks and then come back, and I'm like, oh, this probably has parallels to like how music streams will have like their song lists and like the songs that get picked to be played or performed or whatnot. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic. I need a 4. Where's the 4? There we go. Okay. All right. Next up, Devil's Elevator. All right. So, first things first, we have a bunch of red 6s and 9s because we're going to use these cards to represent the levels of hell. Besides the meme, why I would use 6s and 9s is at certain angles this might look like 666. And I wanted these to contrast from these, so that's why these are red. And then over here we have club cards. I will introduce you to each one of them separately, but we'll leave the red 6s and 9s over here. And here we have the 5 of clubs, so I'll leave the 5 of clubs right there. Here we have the 4 of clubs, right here. Then we have the 3 of clubs, and then I will place the 2 of clubs on top of this pile. So, importantly, we now have the levels of hell. So, here's what happens when you get stuck in one of the levels of hell. So I'm going to take the 2 and place it in the second level of hell. And it's really hard to escape from hell. But if you didn't know, hell's not just a place, it's a business. And so, as with all good businesses, there's a maintenance elevator. And so, since the 2 is now in the second level of hell, if the 2 wants to get out, just has to find the elevator, gets in, presses the elevator button, and then the elevator is going to do its work. And actually, that 2 will be able to get up to the uppermost level of hell, and that's how the 2 is going to escape. And so look, watch. That 2 has now traveled up to the top. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab the 3 and place it in the third level of hell. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Gets pushed in there. And 3 gets into the elevator. Doors close. They press the elevator button. Elevator does its elevator business. And then, look, that 3 is going to hop up to the top level of hell here, which is the easiest one to escape. Hey! Hey! E-Room! Welcome in! How's it going? So the 3 dodged a bullet because the doors closed, and then that bang happened to hit the door. And now, at this point, the devil's like, whoa, we got to do an inspection on this elevator. So they're going to look in the elevator to see if there's any holes or anything. But no, if they take a look, it's just all of the levels of hell that they would expect. But look, they're going to take the 4 and place it in the 4th level of hell, right? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. And they're going to close it up. That 4 wants to get out. So the 4 goes in the elevator, presses the elevator button. The elevator does its thing. And then that 4 is going to get up to the top level of hell, so it's the easiest level to escape from hell from, because look, there it is. And now finally, some people believe that there are a lot more levels of hell than this, and maybe you're right, but for the purpose of this trick, no, these are the same 4 levels of hell that we've been using. But the 5, we're clearly going to place it at the bottom in the 5th level of hell. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Close that up. The 5 knows how to get out, though, because the 5 has been paying attention. So 5 gets in there. Presses the elevator button, the elevator does its thing, and the 5 gets to the uppermost level of hell, which is the easiest one to escape from. And that, my friends, is the Devil's Elevator. Alright. Thank you kindly for the sound effect, E-Room. Welcome in, E-Room. How you doing? Thanks for giving E-Room a shout-out, Chan. Guys, if you're not following our friend E-Room, aka Mike, please give E-Room a follow. known as the Pope of Indiana, but has a variety stream, does all sorts of things. Might do in real life stuff, might open random things on his couch, might play community games. You never know. So just give eRoom a follow and check him out. Chances. Sorry, Mr. Stream. Heard you had internet issues. Oh, eRoom, I'm sorry if you had internet issues. Internet issues suck. That's, eRoom says Spectrum net was out all afternoon and evening. Just came back on. Yay! Oh, my sympathies, eRoom. I'm so sorry. Yeah, full disclosure. I had Spectrum here. Luckily, we had fiber come in, and I put my name on a waiting list, and then my neighborhood got developed like a year and a half later, and so I was finally able to get off of Spectrum, and now I have fiber optic connection. So yeah, but yeah, was a quick phone stream to let everyone know what was up. Ah, okay, excellent. I already missed the emotes. All good now was wide outage. Oh, that's lame. I'm sorry. Ricky Charms, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you for the claps, Ricky Charms. Um, I assume rip pepperonis for the internet there from Chan. Yeah, Spectrum eats your dots. Yep, I get it. Your dots being cents, the money. All right, let's see here. Let's see. All right, guys. List is empty. If anybody wants to request anything, feel free. Um, Otherwise, what were we talking about? Halloween. Halloween. Yes. So prior to pandemic, I used to always have a costume. I always used to cobble together something. In the past, things that I've dressed up as, I would say these were okay, passable costumes, but they weren't like the best. I'm not like a cosplayer. Like I don't put in that much time and effort. But I'm willing to put in some time and effort, which mostly accounts to going to thrift stores and cobbling something together. So, things that have been in the past for Halloween, like as an adult, I won't talk about my kid costumes quite yet, but as an adult, I've been a minion. I did like a a partner costume with me and my wife. We were both minions. Um, I've been so the year that I got into lockpicking, I was the keymaster from The Matrix because it was a costume that I was like, ooh, I could be the keymaster and then carry around a ton of locks with me and then show people lockpicking. So, but yeah, the keymaster's costume was very easy. It was basically just a visor and an apron, and then I could carry all the locks and keys that I wanted. I was Mega Man one year. I basically got blue tights from thrift stores, and then I got blue foam from the art store, and I just kind of cobbled everything together. So my blaster was basically a big thing of foam paper, and my helmet. It was very very shoddy. I was dressed up as a a generic steampunk character. So I basically just had a top hat with goggles with gears and gloves, and I was carrying around steam steam technology. I was Decker from or Deckard, sorry, from Blade Runner, because that's kind of a fairly easy costume. It's basically just big trench coat and dress nice underneath. What else? I've been a generic circus lion tamer. I found a red woman's coat one year, and I was like, "Ooh, I should do something with this," because it was a very nice coat. But I'm like, okay, I could just wear it for the redness, and I've used it for both, a circus worker, a circus performer, and a magician, because I had white gloves. So the thing is, when you look like a stereotypical magician, people will be like, "Oh, you're dressed as a magician, right?" And then I did that 2 years ago, and it was like, "Yes, yes, I dressed up as a magician. Little do people know, I am also a magician." So, Eroom says, "My best costume ever, a few years back, at the bar, No one could guess. Wearing regular clothing, my costume was simply. I sat down in a chair, then stood up. Answer revealed in the next post. I have no idea what that would equate to. Man walks into a bar. That's like the dad joke, right? That'd be my guess, based on your description. Um, going back to the minion costumes. So I could not find overalls for minions. E-Room says I was a mic stand. That is on par to what I was thinking. Guys, if you also did not know, E-Room's name is Mike. So, you know what you earned today, E-Room? There you go. At a music club. There you go. E-Room gets that from me. There you go, E-Room. Where was I? Oh yeah. So you can now find overalls for like a reasonable cheap price, and I'm like, I don't want overalls for the purpose of owning overalls. I just want overalls for the purpose of owning for this minion costume. So what did I do? I just went to the thrift store, got 2 pairs of jeans, and I cobbled together just fake overalls with 2 pairs of jeans. It was super, super like ghetto because I didn't have a sewing machine. Ideally, I would have sewn them together. So, at times like this, desperate times call for desperate measures. I basically just get like 40 safety pins, and I basically safety pin all the way around the 2 sets of jeans to make overalls. So this is like the level of effort I'm willing to put in. I don't care if it looks nice. It needs to be just slightly passable, and we're okay. Um, yeah. So let's see. What else have I been, man? E-Room has requested a trick. Thanks for the request, E-Room. A mic stand. That is dad joke level. Speaking of dad jokes, let's go ahead and give you guys the next dad joke from this packet. So I forgot it was last stream or 2 streams ago. I found that I had this packet of, or how did I acquire this? Oh no, one of my kids' toys came with this for some reason. Okay, all right. Here we go. You know what? I can show off this. How can you tell a vampire has a cold? How can you tell a vampire has a cold? I think I had a suspicion of how this would end without looking at the answer. Anybody have any guesses? I think I know. Yep. The answer is he starts coughing. He starts coughing. That's how you can tell if a vampire has a cold. All right, we'll give you the next one. No idea, Erum says. He starts coughing. All right. Oh, Lord. All right. Next one. Okay. What time is it when the clock strikes 13? What time is it when the clock strikes 13? Oh, thanks for getting the dad joke. Thanks for getting the dad joke, Bert. Let's see. Oh. Okay, this is actually a joke. So I didn't know the answer to this, but I would say this because other people in chat, or at least I know Gibson Lens sees me in some other chats when I respond with this. What time is it when the clock strikes 13? Time to get a new clock. So I know that Bert knows that I would say that because sometimes people are like, "Oh, my back hurts or my arm hurts or something," and I'm like, "Okay, time to get a new back, time to get a new arm." Like I say that probably way more than I probably should. Anyway, those are the dad jokes that we have today. So there you go. Thank you, Kylie, for the applause and the claps for the dad jokes. All right, let's get to Fantastic Four. I'm not gonna lie, that vampire one was very, very punny. All right. Let's make sure I'm in the right state. Not revealing secrets magic. All right, awesome. Here we go. Fantastic Four. All right, guys, I have a packet of cards. I don't want you to think of it as a packet of cards. It is a spaceship. Not just any spaceship, but the spaceship that is going up into outer space carrying four scientists. But they are going to investigate an anomaly. Gibson then says, I'm not sure if vampires get colds. Huh. That is a good question. You know what? We're going to have to discuss that right after this trick. So let's discuss if vampires can get colds. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to look up colds, and then we're going to look up vampires and see if they can get diseases, like in the way that we typically understand. All right, cool. So, spaceship, outer space, anomaly. It's going to go through, and they're going to get powers. But those four people, they are... So, let's introduce each one and show you their powers. So, first one is going to be represented by the two of clubs. This is Reed Richards, who will eventually be known as Mr. Fantastic. What do we know about Mr. Fantastic? Well, he gets this power to be able to stretch himself. He can stretch himself quite unnaturally far. Like, he'll be able to stretch himself way longer than any typical person would be able to stretch himself. Because if I pull at him from both sides here, you will be able to see that he is stretching far and wide. However, he'll be able to hold his shape, but only just for a second because he's not used to it yet because, he just literally got the power. And so he's going to have to jump back to be his regular self at this point. And so there is Reed Richards, who will be known as Mr. Fantastic. Next up is the Queen of Hearts, who's going to represent the Invisible Woman. And so the Invisible Woman is going to be... so actually, it's Sue Storm, but she will be known as the Invisible Woman. And it's probably because she can turn invisible. Now, here's the thing. She won't turn invisible just whenever I want her to turn invisible, because she's sassy. So she will turn invisible whenever she wants to turn invisible. And so I don't know when that's going to be, but eventually she does turn invisible like that. I don't know if you can tell. Can't see her now. She is invisible. But look, I wanna bring her back, but she doesn't want to come back, not until she's ready, because I can't tell her what to do. I don't tell her how to live her life. She tells me how she lives her life. There it is, Sue Storm as the Invisible Woman. All right. Next up, we have Ben Grimm, represented by the Eight of Diamonds. Now, the Ben Grimm, he acquires super strength at the sacrifice of his beauty. So he looks very ugly. However, the super strength that he acquires is highly impressive because look, if I just take any old Joe Schmo, this Joker can't hold the phone. However, Ben Grimm, the Thing, will be able to hold the phone very easily. See? No struggle there. That's just is able to do it. Super strength. He also likes to say things like, "It's clobbering time!" So, anybody who's a fan of Fantastic Four, you know. If you know, you know. Alright, and then finally we have Johnny Storm, going to be represented by the Seven of Spades. And the Seven of Spades, well, how he gets his power of being... So he's going to be known as the Human Torch. And the Human Torch, all he has to do is say, "Flame on!" And I don't know if you noticed, but he has just become a fiery red version of himself. And so now if you take a look, this Seven of Spades is now red. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? That should not happen. It's a little bit weird. But that's how he flies. He gets his combustion. That's how he's on fire. But he can't stay on fire. And so at some point, flame's got to turn off. Flame off. And now he's a very smoky version of himself. And so, yeah, now he's Now he's just all smoky. All right. However, when they all make it back to Earth, they all realize, hey, we have all these powers. We should probably do something good with them. And so they decide to call themselves the Fantastic Four. And that, my friends, is the Fantastic Four card trick, Marvel style. E-Room, thank you so much for the request. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. You know, over the years I've developed that, and I'm very proud of where it has landed. So thank you to chat and everybody who has uh, encouraged me to do this trick, has requested this trick, because over time I've been able to refine it. I do feel like the story is a little bit long, but you know, that's part of the trick. So otherwise, I like all of the parts. All of the pieces are nice. So now I'm going to make sure that these get set up the same way that they're set up, because otherwise I will not be ready to do this again next time, and we just want this to be all set, ready to go for next time. There we go. Alright. Let's see. So costumes that I've been as a kid. As a kid, I would be like, let's see, I was Captain Planet. I was Mario. I was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle several years. I forget which turtle I was, but I don't think I was Leonardo, because I think I wanted to be Leonardo and I was not Leonardo. Even though now I think, so I think Leonardo was probably my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle as a kid. I don't think that's my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle now. Obviously, my favorite now is Donatello, but this is based on the original show, not the new version of the show, which I think Donatello still maintains his reputation, but um, all the other turtles I think have potentially changed their personalities a little bit. So I saw like 2 episodes of like some of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm like, ah. Mark Ride says, which weapon did you have? I think I had probably had size. I forget if it was size or nunchucks, but it was, yeah. Bow staff said nunchucks or swords. Yeah, size. Yep. So yeah, I think I had the size probably. So it's probably Raphael. Yep. Is Raphael. Yep. I remember the old Ninja Turtles well. I don't know the new Ninja Turtles at all. I saw one of the movies, not one of the new live action like Michael Bay ones. One of the new animated ones on a plane, I think last year. And it was like, it's okay. It's a little bit different, but what else was I as a kid? I think as a younger kid, I think my parents just chose some costumes like an animal or a bug or something. But anyway, my daughter is very set on being a cat this year. She was a cat last year, but it was kind of like we didn't know how long she was going to last, and she didn't like understand like getting into costumes and stuff, so she was kind of nervous when we put one on her. So we just gave her cat ears, and she liked that last year. And now this year she's like, "Yeah, I want to be a cat again." I'm like, "Okay, easy." So Durkee Blaine said, I just learned that Power Rangers I grew up on was all dubbed except for when they weren't in the suits. It was all Japanese footage. I never noticed the Japanese signs in the urban fight scene, says Durkee Blaine. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. Big Ducky Snow, welcome in. How's it? Good night, dear friends. I'm off on another journey through Dreamland. So see ya there. Peace, love, many hugs, much bread. See you around the bend. All right, Big Ducky Snow, thank you for stopping in. Also, guys, if you're not following our friend Steven, aka Big Ducky Snow, please give Big Ducky Snow a follow. Productivity streamer. I've also seen Big Ducky Snow sing some karaoke. So, um, but yeah. So let's see, Durkee Blaine. Oh yeah, so Durkee Blaine. I used to love Power Rangers. Yeah, I think I was a Power Ranger one year too. But empirically, now that I watched the original Power Rangers as an adult, Power Rangers does not age well. Like I was like, oh man, that's so. But Yeah, so the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, all of the scenes in which you see the Rangers fighting, like already in costume, that was all originally Japanese footage that they spliced up and then they dubbed over it, and then they just filmed the like American English scenes with all the characters. Later, when they got some budget, they ended up getting costumes that matched those. So if you like watch some of the earlier episodes, I don't think they usually had costumes without their masks on. That was until like later seasons when I think they got budget for it because they were like, "Ooh, this is a popular kids show. We're selling so many toys." And then they put some money into it. So then later seasons you would see the American characters in those costumes. Um, and yeah, so I think I knew this from some of the stuff that I learned over the past. But a funny story: one of my friends, a former coworker of mine at TCG Player, actually, well, he used to be at TCG Player. He actually runs a channel. I forgot what it's called, but the channel is talking about all of like these superheroes stories from Japanese. So like he watches all of these shows and he knows about all of the Japanese versions of the shows. Anyway, I don't know how I got into this, but like at some point in the past like 3 weeks, I was talking with somebody else and counting up how many Power Rangers series there were in America. And does anybody want to guess? Like, I think I have a rough number of how many we counted in my head. So it's just like, uh, oh, Mark Wright says requested. All right, thank you for the request. We'll get to that in a sec. And then, oh, Charlie's V says requested. Excellent as well. Okay. And then, yeah, Super Sentai. That's it. Super Sentai. Yes, that's right. They certainly cobbled those episodes together. Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. It's like, how do you explain like there are monsters that are just like in Japan there's probably either no explanation or very little explanation, but in the American show it's like, how do you explain a big Zord fighting a gigantic pig? Like I don't know, right? So yeah, Turkey Blaine. Yep, my mind was blown. My whole childhood. Ah, Turkey Blaine. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Anyway, brings back memories. What can I say? I was a huge fan of Power Rangers back in the day, and I would love to be a fan of Power Rangers now, but like, I I cannot admit that it was at all a good show. Which was unfortunate. And here's the thing: I think it could have potential. It just needed to be done a lot better, I'd say. All right. Okay, so perfect pair. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to shuffle. Actually, and then I'm going to need to make a prediction. Actually, I don't know why I'm not making the prediction first. I should make the prediction first, and then, and then really we don't need to shuffle. Okay. All right. So, okay. Actually, maybe this will be the prediction. Okay. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and place my prediction here, and then we can have chat select a card from here. Now, the important thing that you need to know is that this is called perfect pair, and in order to have a perfect pair, a mate needs to be found. So I've made one prediction, but a mate. Let's pretend I predicted the nine of hearts. In order to get the mate of the nine of hearts, we need to find the same number. So a nine that's the same color. So nine of diamonds. So the mate of the nine of hearts would be the nine of diamonds, for example. 14 from the left. Okay, so the 14th one down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that one. All right. So here's my prediction. And then here's the card that you selected. Now, what are the odds that these two cards are mates? Statistically speaking, very little, right? Don't do the math, because if you tell me the actual math answer, it won't be as overwhelming. But look, my prediction was the Jack of spades. Now, in order for this to be the correct prediction, what does this need to be? In order for this to be even remotely impressive, this would have to be a jack. But in order for the story to make sense, this would also have to be the jack of clubs, right? 99.9% I trust your magic. All right. So Mark Rides basically says, unless I mess this up, 100% that this is the jack of clubs. And there we have it. And yes, they're all different. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's also the Twitch deck. You guys have seen me use it before. But yes, so there you go. 100% certain that the magic says they will match. In all actuality, true randomness, 50, should be 2%, right? Because it's 50, like 50-ish. Actually, wait, the jokers are still in here, right? So it's slightly less than 2% because both jokers are in here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Joker. Joker. There you go. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens, E-Room. Thanks for that request, Mark Rides. All right. Next up, we have Red, Blue, Oil, and Water. All right. Charlie's Beats wants to keep me honest because I have messed up this trick in the past. So I'm technically not nervous, even though somebody requested it, but I probably should be because statistically I've messed this trick up more than once. It's been on the boss list like several times. I don't think it's currently a boss trick. Surprisingly, nobody's hit, I think, one of the current boss tricks, actually. Let me also just quickly check it so I remember which tricks are on the... I know one of them, but I don't know the other one. And I think there's two. Ah, yes, okay, yep, there are two on the... There you go. Okay. Thanks for the lurk, Chan. Okay, alright. So, next up, Red, Blue, Oil, and Water. Okay, first things first, I've got some cards here. We have 2 black cards and 2 red cards. Now, the 2 black cards are blue-backed, and the 2 red cards are red-backed. So, here's the thing. What if I was to interleave these cards like this? So you would expect that they would be interleaved on the back, right? And on the front. But all I have to do is snap. And actually they will separate because if I show you, look. Is that strange? That's a little bit strange, right? I may have messed this up. Hold on. Yeah, I literally haven't even shown anything, but in my mind I'm like, wait a second, that's not how this goes. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I am... Alright, I see what I did. We're gonna start that over. Alright, do this. Mulligan. Alright, here we go. Do over. Alright, here we go. Alright. So, once again, same situation. We have 2 black cards, 2 red cards. The 2 black cards are blue on the back. The 2 red cards are red on the back. Now, what if I was to go ahead and place one of the cards... Oh, no. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do it this way first, right? Okay, so look, what if I go ahead and I place this... See, the fact that it's face down, face up, that matters a lot. So look, okay, if I go ahead and I place one of these cards, the red cards in between the 2 blue cards, or black cards in this case, because you're face up, they will be mixed. But if they're mixed this way, what are the odds that they would be mixed now when I flip it over? You wouldn't expect them to be unmixed now, right? Is that weird? That's super weird, right? However, watching on the living room on the big screen, says the Trek Nerd. Thank you kindly, the Trek Nerd. Anyway, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well and welcome in. But look, if I go ahead and I place, so once again, I'm going to place a card, a blue card in between the two red cards, right? And we would expect that they would now be interleaved even when we look at it from the other side, right? But look, if I snap, they are unmixed. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now here's the part that really gets people. Sorry, so see, so these two black cards are blue backed and these two red cards are red backed. Some people believe they know how this trick works. Some people believe that when I mix them like this, that's how they know that the trick. Actually, wait. Do I do it this way or do I do it the other way? No, sorry. Yeah, actually, I do interleave them here because now I can show you not just the front, but the back. And so they are interleaved like this. However, people think that they know how the trick is done, and and I just simply unmix it when they're not looking, like this, right? However, that may not always be the case because perhaps I did not unmix them at all because they are still mixed. But all I have to do is turn the packet over and snap. And actually, now everything is unmixed. And that, my friends, is red, blue, oil, and water. Aside from that little snafu at the beginning, I think I was fine. I didn't give away any secrets of magic. So that was good. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Charlie's Beats. Thank you for the applause, E-Room. Yeah, I like the trick. I'm not sure if I'm great at it. That's the thing. But like, so I've debated removing it from the trick list because I'm not great at it. And I sometimes forget what to do, but that's the extent. Okay. All right, guys. I'm thinking about wrapping up maybe the next like 10 to 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and call last call. If anybody would like to make any sort of requests, now is the time. And if nobody does, I will still put in a trick for the finale. And then we will still do a finale trick. I'm kind of debating on what to do as a finale today. Because I don't know. I know what I'm feeling, actually. Just need some practice, I think. You did great. Thanks, the Trek Nerd. Guys, if you didn't know, the Trek Nerd is also a magician and does know about some magic stuffs. But oh, you know what I said I would do and I haven't done? Oh, okay. Or actually, wait. Okay. Let me see if I have some cards in here really quick. I want to do a Star Trek trick. And by do a Star Trek trick, I mean I want to also use Star Trek cards. I think that would be cool, right? Okay. Durkey Blaine says, I need to learn that one. I like small packet tricks. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ping us in the magic chat, I think. So I initially learned it because I saw it on Jack's stream, and I'm like, oh, I like I like that. I could do that, right? It's very simple and unassuming relatively, so. All right. Oh, it looks like we've got a bunch of things. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to add this one. Let's see. And sorry, we're going to move this one up because I just prepared it as well as found Star Trek cards. So, okay. So, all right. What do I need? I need something here. Okay, hopefully you guys like Star Trek Voyager because that's what these cards are. I just realized I need something to represent. Okay, we're gonna use this box here. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. We're gonna theme this Lurk, unfortunately. All right. Thanks for Lurk, Gibson Lens. Usually how things go, I was scaring the wife earlier, setting cards on fire for a trick idea, says Turkey Blade. Oof. All right. Uh, yeah, I don't use fire in anything because I basically decided, well, if I'm going to be doing a new hobby, I'm not going to risk burning my house down. So there we go. All right. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting version. So here I have 4 cards. They are Star Trek cards. So for those of you who have not seen Star Trek: The Customizable Card Game cards, these the backs all look like this, and the fronts, these are characters specifically. So if you're familiar with Star Trek Voyager, these are all from Star Trek Voyager. So here's Naomi Wildman. Here's the Doctor. Here is Harry Kim. And here is Catherine Janeway. So very smart. I should have said lightly charring. All right, so here's the thing. We have Voyager, and Voyager has a transporter, and so the transporter will be able to get some personnel from here to there. And so look, if I place my hand over, that's going to represent them getting into the transport buffer. So you'll see that they're in the transport buffer there. But once the transport has been initiated, you won't be able to see them, not until they materialize at the site that they want to get to. So there. Hey, thank you for that sound effect, E-Room. So look, we'll do it again. All right, so here we have 2 and 2. Now, once again, we're going to go ahead and get one of these characters here into the transport buffer, like so. Now, if you try and take a look, you can't see it because they're in the buffer. And you won't be able to see them transport until they arrive at the site in which they want to arrive at. So, all right, and then finally over here we have, so here's Captain Catherine Janeway, right? And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab Janeway here, and we'll leave Janeway out just for a second. And here's everybody else. And so Janeway is going to be pulled into an away mission on a planet. The planet, it's just going to be represented by this box. And so this box is where Janeway is going to go. And now we're going to go ahead and close Janeway into the box. So she is just away on an away mission on a planet. Okay? And, but they can't get a hold of her. They can't see her. They can't communicate with her. However, at the end of the day, eventually, Harry Kim is going to get a lock and be able to get Captain Catherine Janeway into the transporter, and then she will be able to arrive back with the away team right there. And for anybody who was... So here's Harry Kim operating the transporters, the Doctor checking out Janeway from the away mission, and of course Naomi Wildman just checking to see if Janeway, in this case here, Captain Catherine J. I was late? No worries, E-Room. And if anybody was wondering what was in here, well, as it turns out, they did not actually escape properly because they were actually running away from something that was completely unforeseen, and it's not, there's actually nothing in here, because now if I show you, there's nothing in there. As it turns out, they had to escape. They all had to escape, and they had to escape on to the USS Voyager. That, my friends, is Invisible palm themed with Star Trek cards. The Trek nerd says, "Yay! Harry Kim needs a promotion now after that." Yo, I feel so bad for Harry Kim throughout the entire series. So he's like an ensign, basically the entire series. He goes through hell and back several times, including the one where like he and Chakotay like make it to the future, and they have to like send data back to prevent like Voyager from crashing into the ice planet forever and like dooming the crew. Like, sorry, spoiler, but anyway, yeah. Harry Kim goes, "If all your banter was in Klingon, yo, I don't know Klingon, so I'm sorry." All right, let's see. So I'm gonna close the queue. So we'll just finish up everything in the queue and the finale trick. But I think hopefully you guys enjoyed that. As far as I know, nobody else in the world that I've seen does magic tricks with Star Trek cards. There are other Star Trek card tricks, but those magicians use regular playing cards. So I haven't seen them use Star Trek cards. So crazy Asian exclusive potentially. All right, let's see. Next up, we have the 4-card trick. All right, let me see here. Should I try doing the 4-card trick with Magic the Gathering cards? Because I happen to have some Magic the Gathering cards. Hold on, wait. What's this? Could I do this with? All right, let's try doing the 4-card trick with Magic the Gathering cards. Let's see how far I can take it. All right, so we're gonna need this and this. Does that work? Oh, wait. I just realized this is not going to be as effective with Magic cards. But alright, we're going to do it anyway. Alright, before we proceed, let me just go through this once with the intended plan here. Okay, I'm making this up as I go, so this is actually going to be a brand new trick. A trick I've never done before. So... Alright, okay, we're going to wing it, and we're going to wing it like this. So hopefully everything goes well. Alright. 4-card trick with Magic the Gathering cards. Alright, first things first, we have 4 Magic the Gathering cards. As you can imagine, 4 cards, you can't do a 4-card trick without 4 cards. So, for those of you who are not familiar with what Magic the Gathering backs look like, they look like this. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, these fronts they all happen to be swamps. So you can tell that they are swamps because they kind of have like this general gray, black colors and the skull at the bottom. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Okay. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to take one of these swamps, and I'm just going to place it off to the side just for a second here, okay? And what I want to do is I want to place it face up amongst these face down cards. And so you'll be able to see it here because it is still face up. However, if I snap, that is going to go ahead and disappear because look, now it's face down, face down, face down, face down. I know, is that strange? That's super strange, right? However, and here's me winging it a little bit, we can make it reappear face up because look, there it is. And however, there is something strange that you can't tell about one of these magic cards. So look, if I go ahead and I turn these magic cards to all be facing in the same direction, there's actually one card that you can tell apart once I show you the backs of these cards, right? Because look, one of those swamps was actually in disguise the entire time, okay? Because look, if I show you, one of these magic cards was not actually a magic card at all. Because look, look if I show you, it was actually a Star Trek card, and it happens to be the Star Trek, the USS Voyager. And that, my friends, is and if you take a look, all these other cards are actually swamps and magic cards, but the one that broke the disguise is actually the USS Voyager. There we go, friends. And that is a 4-card trick that I just winged. It was amazing. It was magic and Star Trek. Who knew? Perfect combination. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room, and for the applause. Nice one. Also a Crazy Asian original. I don't know anybody else doing Magic with both Magic the Gathering cards and Star Trek cards. Thank you kindly for the claps, Charlie's Beats. Thank you kindly for the claps, Durkee Blaine. I see 4. Oh, I see 4 cards. That's right. Yes, if you are Picard and you are held captive and you are told to count the number of lights. Well, actually, you're told how many lights there are, but there's actually 4. I see 4 cards. The Trek Nerd. That is a great theme for this. Actually, that's so great. I have to write that down. Hold on. I gotta write that down. Let's see. 4-card trick. Star Trek version. I see 4 cards. That's so good. That's so good. I need to do that. I need to do that. If I do that, it will be on my YouTube channel at some point. So, all right. And then let's do the 4 for. You know what? We have the Star Trek cards. Let's do the Star Trek cards again. Okay. So next, I'm gonna do the 4 for 1 switch. So here we have the USS Voyager, and then we have our 4 characters: Naomi Wildman, the Doctor, Harry Kim, and I was going to say Doctor, Catherine Janeway, and then we have the USS Voyager. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to place Voyager off by itself over here. Okay, so we're going to place Voyager off by itself over here, and everybody else is over here. So there we have everybody else. Now, what I'm going to do is initiate a site-to-site transport, which is kind of weird because you would think that Voyager would initiate that. But actually, how it's going to work is 1, 2, 3. And actually, if you take a look, there's actually 4 cards over here and only 1 card over here. And we thought that Voyager was put over here. But actually, Voyager is over here now. And so everybody has transported away from Voyager, but originally they weren't on Voyager, and so it is a site-to-site transport. If we take a look, here's everybody. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Thank you kindly for the transport E-Room. I understand if you tried to initiate it and it's like there's a delay. No worries, I totally get it. I appreciate the sentiment. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I know that there's like a chat delay and stuff, and I try to keep the settings so that it's pretty tight, but I also know that, like, getting internet and stuff. Actually, you had internet problems earlier too, right? So, but yes, that was another Star Trek themed card trick. 4 to 1 switch. Done with Star Trek cards. Let's see. Is there anything? So, you guys are probably wondering why I'm using these Voyager cards. So, long story short, there are a lot of Star Trek cards, but throughout the history of this Star Trek card game, the quality of the cards changed drastically. Initially, when the cards first came out, they're actually very crap cards. Like, you're not sure if a card game is going to pick up or do well, and so the first set of cards, which, all of the old... So I would probably do this trick. I would love to do all of the tricks with, like, next gen characters, because that's like I feel like that series is the one that I'm closest to. But like the quality of the cards for all of the next gen characters just suck. Like you cannot do any slights with them. They do not feel like that. So as the game got more popular and they got more money, they basically standardized their print runs, and so the versions of cards that came out like after DS9 and Voyager came out, they became better. So like these are actually fine to handle like this, but like the first run cards, you just cannot do any slights with them. It's terrible, but I'm just like, I can't do it. And the reason why I'm not using DS9 cards is that DS9 was more popular as a set, so those cards are more valuable. And Voyager was, I feel like, overprinted, so I was able to get a lot more. So like all of these, I actually have duplicates of these, so even if I kind of scuff these up a little bit, it's fine because I have other versions of these cards specifically. So. Gibson Len says, I watched a movie on Friday with a Voyager actor. Oh, no way. That's awesome. Oh, wait. Did we talk about it or did we watch it after stream on Friday? It was after stream, I'm assuming? Not yet. Oh, okay. Not yet. Okay, got it. Hasn't happened yet. All right. Cool. All right. What am I feeling like closing with tonight? Let's close with. All right, hold on. I'm just going to determine what we're going to do as a finale trick, and then. Oh. All right. No, we're just going to do. You know what? We're going to do this one because I'm feeling this one tonight. All right. Anyway, did everybody? So I know that there's a lot of Trek fans in chat right now. Should I put Trek cards as an official redeem? So if anyone wants to see Magic with Star Trek cards, I can do it. It'll also make me go look for a bunch more cards, so it's not just like a handful of Voyager cards. I can find a few other cards to use. But anyway. Okay, so it's about that time, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Guys, if it wasn't for you, this wouldn't be as much fun. So thank you to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you requested a trick, you interacted with the heat map, you chatted in chat, emotes, sound alerts, any of that. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun. Thank you to all the lurkers out there, because Magic is one of the few things where I can't perform magic for myself. Like, there would be no magic happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. And if anybody believes that any of this is black magic or voodoo, or I shouldn't use voodoo, but I don't even know why I said that, because I never use voodoo as it's black magic, sorcery, or deals with the devil. It's just sleight of hand. And even if it wasn't true, I would say this anyway. First time chat says, Cosmic Jammies. Thank you so much. This is such a fun way to spend a Sunday night. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us, Cosmic Jammies. And thank you for placing that message in the chat. Warms my heart to know that I am doing a show and some new people are enjoying it as well. So great seeing you here. Also, let's give some mod love to our mods, guys. If you're not following our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. One of the other few magicians that has a regular magic schedule on Twitch. He does Magic Mondays, so give him a follow and catch him tomorrow night. Also, if you're not following our friend and mod, Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. Gibson Lens is a pianist, has a chill piano streams. We like to hang out in there and just listen, and sometimes Gibson Lens is just improvising and just playing whatever. Other times he's playing like VGM, some of his favorite songs, popular songs, sight reading from songbooks. Also has composed a bunch of his own originals, so please give Gibson Lens a follow. And then let's see, what else? If anybody wants to see more of me, and I know I did mention this earlier, but I'm not around, you can check out all my videos on YouTube. I have over 280 Magic performance videos on YouTube. And all my VODs that fall off retention go there. And if you want to go back into my deep, deep past, you can see what I did on YouTube before. Which is the only maybe relevant one was I used to do movie reviews when I used to work at Blockbuster Video. That's only relevant because Gibson Lens has been doing movie reviews of his new movies that he's, well, new to him movies, but they're old movies, so old classic movies. We're having a fun time. I'm having a fun time guessing whether he likes them or not. And you're getting to the point where I'm like, okay, for a while he was naming a bunch of movies, and I'm like, okay, I've seen those movies or I've heard of those movies. Now he's naming a ton of movies. I haven't heard of these movies. I'm like, what are these movies? What the hell is this? Like, now I'm a YouTube legend. I'm not a YouTube legend. I just put stuff up on there, and I've not tried to really milk the YouTube money machine, but like, I just want to have stuff out there, and I'm out there, and like, I'm having fun. It's a hobby. If it becomes a job, then I will burn out and I will hate YouTube, and I don't want to hate YouTube. So that's all right. So I also don't like to end on a trick that I mess up. So after I do this finale trick, if it's a successful performance, then we will find somebody to raid. If it is not a successful performance, I will do another trick, and then we will find somebody to raid. I have messed up two finale tricks before, so I would not put it beneath me to do it again. But anyway, all right, guys, let's get to the finale trick. So here, I have 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all aces, so here we have a red ace. I'm just going to leave this here. And then we have another red ace, which is here, so let's go ahead and leave that there. Now, here we have the 2 black aces. But what if I was to grab the 2 red aces, not physically, but just spiritually, and I drop them into my hand? Would you now believe that the red aces are here? Because look, watch. Now, some people would ask, hey, where are the black aces? And some people would say that they're down here. But if you don't remember what I just did, all I did was I grabbed the red aces from here and I placed them here. I didn't take the black aces and put them there. And so, consistently, what you might notice is that there's no aces here. There's actually no aces down here. So now what if I take the red aces from my hand, not physically, just spiritually, and I just blow it away? Mark Rides says, no, I believe they're gone. Mark Rides is spot on. Good job, Mark Rides. But take a look. Now we have all of these are blank. All of the aces are gone. And that, my friends, I will call a successful performance of B Sisters. All blank, the ink went away. That, dude, if invisible ink worked the way that this actually would work, that would be so powerful. If you could invent that, magicians would pay money for that. So go ahead and invent that, Mark Rides. Put it out there into the world. Magicians and spies legit would buy that. So thank you kindly for the claps, Gibson Lens, Cosmic Jammies, E-Room. Mark Ride says, I know how you did that. You washed away the ink by blowing on them. Mark Rides, you are correct. You've got me. I have been caught red-handed. I blew away the ink. You're right. I'm sorry. It would not work if I did not blow away the ink. Yeah. Shucks, man. I thought I had you guys going too, but Mark Rides has figured me out. All right, I guess it's time to. Well, since this isn't my day job, I don't have to change my day job. So, magic is at least just my hobby. All right, let's see who is around and who we can raid. Once again, my browser is doing the same silly browsery thing. When I am streaming, it does not like to show things. So this is going to be like an ordeal every time. All right. Maybe it would just be easier if I maybe if I just raid from my phone. That might be easier. All right, let's see who is up. I don't like using Twitch from my phone, to be honest. So this is going to be I cannot do this from my phone. I gotta figure this out or something. This is becoming like a pain to figure out who to raid every time, and I can't. I literally just can't open Twitch while I'm streaming. And I've tried 3 browsers. I don't know what the problem is. The Trek Nerd says, now I'll have to get some Star Trek playing cards because if anyone should have them, it should be me, says the Trek Nerd. You know, that's probably correct. And I will let you know that Star Trek playing cards do exist. They are out there. I've considered getting some. Funny thing, I do have Star Wars playing cards. And I also have Star Wars, like, game cards as well. So we could do some of that. All right. Who are we raiding today? All right, hold on. I need to see if we've rated this other person. I felt like we did, but maybe I changed my mind at the last second. Before. Okay. Yeah, let me see if they are still. How long they've been going for. Okay, yeah, I feel like I thought about rating this person, and then we did not rate this person, and then. All right, let me see. And then, or, oh, actually, or, okay, all right, let's go ahead and raid Adagio Rustico. All right, so that's our plan. Adagio Rustico is going and has been going for 20 minutes, or 25 minutes, so let's raid over there. All right, let's see here. So if anybody wants to copy a raid call, you can copy this one or this one. And then, let me see here. We're raiding Adagio Rustico. And then let's start the raid. Adagio Rustico. There we go. All right. Once again, thank you everybody for stopping by and hanging out. And hopefully everybody had fun. I had fun tonight, so thanks for being here, everybody. I also got a lot of good practice in, so a couple of those tricks I hadn't done for months. Empirically now, I don't really do much magic outside of Twitch, besides for my YouTube channel, which is new tricks all the time. So, but otherwise, yeah. Gibson Lens, I wasn't 100% certain this time, but Adagio was someone I noticed was live. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think what had happened, so I checked my spreadsheet and Adagio Rustico was not in the list, and I'm like, oh, okay, I think I had thought about rating, but then somebody else mentioned, and we rated somewhere else another time, and so it was like, okay. So now is a perfect time to raid Adagio Rustico. So anyway, thank you guys. Everybody take care. Have a glorious night. Remember to hydrate, remember to stretch, and we'll see you around. All right. See ya. Bye.